Okay, we talked about the ship that wouldn't sink. I think it only makes sense that now we talk about the ship that wouldn't die. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the USS Laffey. Unlike the Nevada, the Laffey is not a battleship. It is an Allen Sumner class destroyer. If you don't know much about naval vessels, destroyers are significantly smaller than battleships. For example, the Laffey is weighing in at approximately 2,200 tons. Compare that to the world's largest coral reef, battleship. The Yamato weighs in at approximately 72,000 tons. That is more than 32 times the size of the USS Laffey. And while having a bunch of armor like the Yamato or any other battleship may be helpful, it is definitely not everything. It is a well-known and historically supported fact that the American vessels in World War II had vastly superior damage control to that of the enemy. If you don't know, damage control is the ability of the crew and the vessel to put out fires and stop it from taking on more water. And in my mind, there is no better example of this than the USS Laffey. Now, the Laffey did accomplish a lot during its service, but one day in particular would define it. April 16th, 1945, at approximately 8:30 in the morning. The USS Laffey would be attacked by 30 enemy aircrafts. During the first 11 minutes of combat, the Laffey would take almost no damage and down 7 enemy planes. But on the 12th minute, the USS Laffey would be struck by a kamikaze, to which it and its crew would respond, "Is there a window open? I feel a breeze." They would immediately control that damage and continue to fight, until 5 minutes later when they were struck with a second kamikaze. Simply too angry to die, it would carry on, until 2 minutes later when it was struck with a third kamikaze, and then would almost immediately suffer a direct bomb hit, and then a fourth kamikaze, and then a second direct bomb hit. And then a fifth kamikaze, and then a sixth kamikaze, and then a third direct bomb hit, and then a fourth direct bomb hit. After 80 minutes of combat, the USS Laffey was struck with 4 direct bomb hits and 6 kamikazes. Its guns managed to shoot down 8 enemy planes, counting the 6 kamikazes, bringing the total to 14 downed enemy aircrafts. The USS Laffey would undergo some emergency repairs before sailing back to San Diego, where it would be fully restored and go on to serve in Korea, and then Vietnam. After that, it would go on to join the world's second most powerful navy, America's vast network of museum ships. It currently resides at Patriots Point outside of Charleston, South Carolina. Now that we've all gotten the history lesson, the shit-talking can commence. Because I can hear all the naval historians in my comment section now. Buh, America didn't have the best damage control. Buh. To which I call bullshit, and I'm gonna prove you wrong right now. But first I do have to give a shout out to the Royal Navy because they too were also damn good at it. It's probably because they're not that fond of the metric system either. They may not be rocking freedom fractions, but they are willing to measure with rocks before they'll use kilograms. Game recognized game. Anyways, to prove my point, we're going to compare the USS Laffey's performance to that of the world's biggest shitty submarine, the Yamato. Now, we established that the Yamato is approximately 32 times larger than that of the Laffey, so it should be able to take on 32 times as many aircrafts just to keep things proportional. The Laffey took on 30, so 30 times 32 gives you 960. But that never happened because it only took 400 American planes to make the Yamato dry hump the ocean floor. Yeah, I just said dry hump for a shipwreck. I know that's impossible. Just go with it. So proportionally speaking, it faced half the naval vessel to plane ratio that the Laffey did, and took an earthsaw nap. The Laffey, on the other hand, sailed its happy ass back to San Diego, served in 2 more wars, and then became a museum. Now surely there will be some redeeming qualities of the Yamato. I bet they took down a lot of enemy aircrafts along the way. They were being attacked by 400 planes. That's a pretty target-rich environment. Nah, they managed to shoot down 10. Counting kamikazes, the Laffey took down 14, and it only had 30 targets, not 400. So I'm gonna go ahead and say, in relation to the bad guys, America definitely had superior damage control, as well as accuracy. So in conclusion, the score is still 1776-0. And if you don't like that, you can make like the Yamato and get wrecked. Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to support the channel, you can go over to thefatelectrician.com, where all my links are available, including my merch store, where you can get shirts, stickers, and hoodies, all made by Bunker Branding. So until next time, Quack Bang out.